Hi, I'm making this video today because I want to make a case for re-electing President Barack Obama to a second term. I've been doing a lot of studying lately, and I've gone back in history, and I looked at Ronald Reagan's record. I wanted to look at his record because he was considered a great president. I looked at his first 4 years. His unemployment average was 8.7. President Barack Obama's is 9.3. Not a huge difference. But I thought to myself, what happened back then? And I looked at the S&P Savings and Loan. And basically that was a small scale version of what happened with the housing crisis. We wanted to create housing. We wanted to make the economy get moving. But there's a price to pay when we do that. The only people that benefit when something like this happens is Wall Street. You know, I noticed Wall Street's not backing President Barack Obama this time around. That Goldman Sachs is not quite giving them the same money they gave last time. And I thought to myself, why? And I say to myself, that's because all the favors have been paid. There is no favors to get anymore. A second-term president is all about his legacy. It's what he leaves behind. It's how he's remembered by his children, by his family, by the people that elected him. So he tends to do the right thing. He tends to call out these congressmen and senators when they do things that are not so good for the American people, because he's got nothing to lose. He's done with politics after this. He doesn't care about your cocktail parties. He doesn't care about hanging out with you. What do? They write books. They do book signings. More than anything, they do charity work. Why do they do charity work? It's to cleanse themselves of this filthy system that they've been in. You know, they say that President Barack Obama is angry. I'd be angry too. You know, I just finished this book. It's even worse than it looks. And it's by Thomas Mann and Norman J. Orenstein. I recommend reading it. It will tell you just how dysfunctional Congress is. And I learned about Paul Ryan during that time. I had never even heard of him before I read this book. But they let me know who he is. And he's one of the men that decided that right from the start, right when President Barack Obama got elected, they were going to do everything in their power to make sure he never got reelected again. That is sad to me. That is sad that you never intended to work with this president to make things better. And yet, I run a small business. My numbers have gotten better, month over month, year over year since 2009. They're not great. They haven't leaps and bounds, but they've gotten better. And that's without their help. If they would have helped him just a little bit, things could have gotten a lot better. But I will say this, let's elect him in a second term. And let's give him a chance, because this Congress, just like back when Clinton was in his second term, and Gingrich, who now touts so highly about how he worked with President Clinton, and how he got things done to balance the budget. Well, let me tell you why he worked with him. The same reason this Congress will work with this president is because the second time around, this president has nothing to lose, but these congressmen and senators do. And they will work with him, or they will get thrown right out of office. They come up for re-election in a year and a half. Now, if this president gets re-elected, they will come to him to make deals. Everything is about compromise in this world. There is no my way or the highway. That does not work. It doesn't work in marriages. It doesn't work in politics. It doesn't work in everyday life. It's about listening to one person's idea, then telling them your idea, and then saying, hey, you know what? I like pieces of your idea. Do you like pieces of my idea? Let's put these together. And they will do this in a second term, just like they always have. Reagan's second term was outstanding. Clinton's second term was outstanding. And even Bush Jr.'s second term was better than his first. Now, we have a chance for the next 4 years to do something great. We can re-elect a man that's on his way out that owes no favors, or we can elect a man that is going to owe a lot of favors. And let me tell you, the amount of money that has been given to Mitt Romney, those favors will take 4 full years to pay. And they may do some good in the beginning, but in the end, the average American is going to be left in its wake. And there is going to be a downturn in this market, and the average American suffers. But the rich will keep getting rich, and the poor will keep getting poor. And that's the unfortunate cycle of this. So I would say make your choice. I'm not asking you to sway your vote. What I am giving you is an alternative way of thinking. That just maybe the next 4 years can be great because we're going to have some compromise rather than my way or the highway. I thank you for your time.